The man had been swimming underwater for a long time. Just as he was about to suffocate, he finally broke through to the surface. He started gasping for air like crazy, but as soon as he turned around, he saw his comrades holding onto a flotation device. Ryan looked around and spotted 2 kayaks. He dragged one over and pulled his 2 comrades into it. At this point, Ryan was feeling helpless. There was no land in sight, and their chances of being found by rescue teams were slim. Jack and Tom felt completely hopeless, but Ryan believed as long as they were alive, there was still hope to survive. He quickly checked the survival pack for food. He found 2 pieces of chocolate and 3 bottles of water. If they ate a small piece of chocolate and drank a tiny sip of water each day, they could survive for 20 days. No problem. The next morning, luck struck. Ryan saw a rescue plane flying overhead. He immediately fired a flare, but the plane was flying too high and didn't see them. As the plane disappeared into the distance, their hopes slowly started to fade. Then disaster struck. Ryan suddenly realized they were out of chocolate, just left with the wrappers. He angrily asked Jack what happened. Jack admitted he ate it all the night before because he was so hungry. Ryan just gave up at that point. On the 3rd day, they were starving on the kayak. Jack was in tears, regretting his actions. Suddenly, a seabird flew down to the kayak. Ryan saw the opportunity and quickly grabbed the bird, but the bird's meat was so awful that Tom had no choice but to use it as bait. After a long wait, they finally caught a big fish. Jack, still feeling guilty for eating the chocolate, looked on from the side. Ryan and Tom invited him to join in. That's how they managed to survive on raw fish for 18 days. By then, their fresh water supply had run out. But just as luck would have it, rain started falling the next morning. They greedily opened their mouths to drink the rainwater. Then they collected as much as they could. Though they solved their fresh water problem, they hadn't caught any fish for days. So they decided to set their sights on sharks. Ryan timed it perfectly and grabbed the shark's tail. The 3 of them managed to haul the shark onto the kayak. Even though the meat tasted awful, they had no other choice. By day 45, they hadn't eaten anything for days. Even the shark was nowhere to be seen. Tom was so skinny from hunger. He and Ryan lay side by side, ready to face death. But just then, a big ship appeared next to them, and that's how the 2 of them were rescued by the Japanese army.